Hello, welcome back to State of Charge. Today we're going to be taking a look at the 2023 Cadillac LYRIQ, Cadillac's first all-electric vehicle. Now the LYRIQ's going to launch in second quarter of 2022, so we're only about 4 or 5 months away. Cadillac offered reservations, pre-orders, back on September 18th, and the LYRIQ sold out in about 10 minutes. Now, we don't know how many of the debut editions that Cadillac was offering of the LYRIQ, but that's still good that they sold out so quickly. Rumor has it that it was around 1,500, but that's not coming directly from GM, so it could be wrong. We got that information from some dealers that claim that there was 1,500 available in their online system, but again, that's rumors. Still, it's great to hear that it sold out in 10 minutes, regardless of how many they were offering, because it shows there is demand for this vehicle. And after seeing it in person, I think that that's warranted. I was actually really impressed. We're going to go over a lot of the features in the upcoming video, but my overall general impressions was it was nicer than I honestly expected it to be. And for $59,900, I think it's a great value, especially when you consider that Tesla just raised the price on the Model Y, and that's about that same price. I think the Model Y is actually a couple $100 more, the base Model Y, but you get all-wheel drive with the Model Y. The debut edition of the LYRIQ is only rear-wheel drive. That was really the only chink in the armor that I could see of the LYRIQ. Other than that, I thought it was a fantastic vehicle. It's got 340 horsepower, 325 pound-feet of torque. It will charge on level 2 at 19.2 kilowatts. It's got fast DC fast charging rates. We'll talk about that coming up soon. I think it looks really, really good. So yeah, I think Cadillac's going to do well with the LYRIQ, quite honestly, especially when they offer it in the all-wheel drive version. The LYRIQ Debut Edition is only going to be available in 2 colors, Satin, Steel Metallic, and Stellar Black. The vehicle that we're going to take a look at is in the Satin Steel Metallic, and everything on this vehicle is standard equipment except for the wheels. The wheels are 22-inch optional wheels, but everything else you see comes standard for $59,900. So let's jump over and take a look at the LYRIQ, and I'll offer some final thoughts once we do the overview. I'm here in New York City standing in front of a 2023 Cadillac LYRIQ, Cadillac's first all-electric vehicle that is going to employ General Motors' new Ultium battery technology. And speaking of which, the LYRIQ is going to have a 100 kilowatt-hour battery pack that will deliver more than 300 miles of driving range. The LYRIQ will also charge quickly because it's going to have an 80 amp onboard charger for level 2 charging, which will allow the vehicle to take in 19.2 kilowatts and charge somewhere in the area of 50 to 55 miles of range per hour. Now we're on the road with a DC fast charger. The LYRIQ can accept 190 kilowatts of power. And Cadillac tells us that's good enough to add back about 200 miles of driving range in only 30 minutes. We're going to take a look at the Cadillac now, do a walk around, check out all of its features, inside, outside, and even chat with a Cadillac representative. But first, don't forget, click that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you don't miss any upcoming content here on State of Charge. Cadillac, and quite honestly, all of General Motors, has a lot riding on their Ultium battery pack technology. So I thought I'd let Andy Oury, General Motors' lead architect for high voltage battery packs, tell us a little bit about what makes Ultium so special.
The LYRIQ is built on a new modular electric vehicle platform powered by Ultium. The crown jewel of the Ultium system is the battery cell itself, where our strategy is to use the fewest number of the largest cells possible. These cells are then packaged into modules. This system is a simple, lightweight, and a space-efficient solution, which enables us to optimize the battery energy storage and the layout for each vehicle design. The Ultium propulsion system will be launching with a state-of-the-art NCMA chemistry. This is a new chemistry where we've taken a standard nickel, manganese, cobalt chemistry, and we've added aluminum. The addition of the aluminum allows us to increase the nickel content and decrease the cobalt content, which gives customers more range at lower cost.
So I'm here with Jennifer Widrick, Cadillac's Director of Color and Trim for the LYRIQ. Jennifer, tell us a little bit about this car.
So the LYRIQ is Cadillac's first entry into the EV marketplace. It has 300 miles of range, and it comes in at about a price point of just under $60,000. We're so excited about LYRIQ as the new face for Cadillac. It features brave design, artful integration of technology, and we couldn't be happier to be talking about it with you here today.
And one of the things I want to point out to everybody is, in this, what you see here is what you get for $59,900, except for the wheels. These are 22-inch wheels. These are the only option that this vehicle has that isn't available for the base price of $59,990.
That's right.
Yeah.
Correct.
So the video I'm going to shoot now, you get all of that for $59,990.
It's stunning, and we're so excited to share it. It's featured in a satin steel exterior color. And as you move into the interior, it'll be featured in a sky cool gray with noir interior.
Very good. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Good luck with the LYRIQ.
Thank you so much. Nice to speak with you.
Size-wise, the LYRIQ is in between a Cadillac XT5 and XT6. And while it definitely has a futuristic vibe, I can also see Cadillac design cues. So this thing rolling down the road, my first impression would be that it's a Cadillac. I really do like the exterior, except for the rear. I think behind the B-pillar, they could have done a better job back there. One really cool feature is the LED light present on the LYRIQ. When you walk up to the vehicle, the emblem lights up first, and then the LEDs across the whole front of the vehicle light up to greet you. It's definitely a pretty cool feature, and there's over 50 LED lights in that welcome signature. There's also a Cadillac emblem that lights up from the rear of the driver's display, and it can be seen through the windshield. The LYRIQ has flush door handles that remind me a lot of my Model 3's door handles, which when I push one end, the other side pops out and then you pull the door open. That's not the case with the LYRIQ. You just touch the handle and the door pops open. One thing I'm not going to do is pop open the hood to show you a front storage area, because guess what? The LYRIQ does not have any front storage area, or frunk as it's affectionately called. The charge port is on the front right quarter panel, and it's power operated. When you depress the Cadillac logo, it slides down to open. The LYRIQ comes standard with 20-inch wheels. These, however, are the optional 22-inch wheels, and they're the only thing on this vehicle here that doesn't come standard with the debut edition LYRIQ that cost $59,990. The rear cargo area holds 28 cubic feet of cargo, and with the seats down, it expands to 60.8 cubic feet. The false floor lifts to expose additional cargo space where you can keep things like charging cables and connectors, or quite honestly, whatever you'd like. On the left wall of the cargo area, there are buttons so that you can automatically lower the left or right size seat, and the hatch is power operated that you can remotely activate. The rear styling behind the C-pillar is probably my least favorite part of the car, but I do like the fact that the spoiler that's integrated along the roofline is functional, and it does allow air to pass through it. I found the interior to be one of the LYRIQ's best qualities. It was extremely comfortable, well laid out, and had the feel of premium. I think Cadillac buyers are going to feel at home in the LYRIQ, and I think people new to the brand are going to appreciate it also. There's a large panoramic glass roof that lets in a lot of light to the LYRIQ, and the seats were extremely comfortable. The center console seemed to be positioned just right, with that center wheel that controls the infotainment system, 2 cup holders. There's a wireless charging compartment that you drop your phone in, as well as 2 USB-C ports inside the center console. And there's this tray that's pops open underneath the HVAC controls that provides a little extra storage. I did notice that there is a Regen On Demand paddle. So yes, the LYRIQ will have Regen On Demand like the Chevy Bolt does, and I think that's a great thing. The 33-inch curved glass driver's display on the LYRIQ is the centerpiece of the cockpit, and it reminded me a lot of the 34-inch long curved driver's display that's in the Lucid Air. Stepping into the back seat of the LYRIQ, you'll find room for 3 very comfortable seats with ample leg room and definitely a lot of headroom. I noticed. I think the fact that it has the panoramic glass roof aided in giving extra headroom. You'll also see that there are 2 USB-C ports as well as a power outlet for rear passengers. Well, that's it for our first impressions video of the 2023 Cadillac LYRIQ. Final thoughts? I like what I see so far. I really can't wait till I get behind the wheel and drive one, do some range tests, charging tests, and we'll really get to see how good of an electric vehicle it is. But as I said, so far so good. Really interested in seeing the all-wheel drive version. That's due out at the end of 2022, somewhere around 6 to 8 months after this original rear-wheel drive version is launched. GM said they're going to come out with the all-wheel drive version. Be interesting to see where that is priced, because as I said, right now, the rear-wheel drive debut edition is the same price as a base Tesla Model Y. It's probably going to be its prime competitor. Would I look at the LYRIQ if I was interested in getting a Model Y? Yeah, definitely. Really depends on what you're looking for. The Model Y is probably a little bit more sporty. It comes with the supercharger network, which you can't underestimate how valuable that is, especially if you're someone that needs to frequently drive long distances. If you're not, and you're not going to do long road trips hundreds of miles at a time, now the LYRIQ would definitely be something that you want to consider. It's much more luxurious. The interior is 100 times nicer than a Model Y. And I'm a Tesla Model 3 owner, so I live in the environment that the Model Y gives you because they're basically the same interiors. And I can tell you the LYRIQ's interior was so much nicer, really well appointed, total premium. Even the feel, even though that was a pre-production version I sat in, you could tell that the materials they used, the textures, everything is really premium. And you know, you spend all your time inside the vehicle, so that's really as far as I'm concerned, I'd much rather have a really nice interior than have the outside look great. I mean, I was a BMW i3 owner, and there's a lot to be said about the exterior looks of the i3, but the interior was really nice, futuristic and comfortable, and that's what I always lived in when I was driving, so that was what was more important to me. But I'm not saying that the LYRIQ doesn't look good on the outside. I think it does, but the interior is probably its best point. It's really, really nice in there. Would I get one over a Model Y? I don't know. I need to drive it first. And I also would want to see what the all-wheel drive option is going to cost, because that's really apples to apples when you look at it price-wise. Now, right now, the LYRIQ and the Model Y, neither one of them will qualify for the federal tax credit. But who knows what's going to happen in Congress? That's been getting bounced back and forth. They might be reintroducing the federal tax credit for both General Motors and Tesla, but we have to wait and see, because you get these politicians involved, and who knows what's going to happen with this. It's been bounced back and forth, changed so many times. I don't even know where we're at right now, but hopefully General Motors and Tesla will get their tax credit reinstated. I think that that's really the right thing to do. They're 2 American car companies, and it's unfortunate that they don't qualify for the federal tax credit. I know how it was structured with the $200,000 per manufacturer, and I think that whenever we did that 10, 12, 15 years ago, it was written under the Bush administration. I think that we weren't able to foresee how the electric vehicle market was going to play out. And I certainly don't think it was anyone's intention to have American car companies at a competitive disadvantage because their tax credits expired. Meanwhile, every foreign company that sells electric vehicles in the US right now still gets a tax credit, yet General Motors and Tesla doesn't. So I hope in some shape or form the tax credit gets reinstated. Well, that's it for today. I hope you liked this Cadillac LYRIQ kind of intro video. Once we get a hold of one, I'm working with GM. As soon as they're available for test drives, I want to get a hold of one, do a comprehensive first drive review. This was just kind of a little bit of a walk around overview, and I hope I answered some of your questions that you had on the LYRIQ. That's it for today. Don't forget, please click that subscribe button, ring the notification bell so you don't miss any upcoming content here on State of Charge.